I have a question for you. How much would you like to make in a year? If you're a freelancer or a small business owner and you're wanting to work for yourself, or you maybe already do a few gigs on the side, or you've got your own little service based business up and running, how much do you want to be making this year? Or what do you want your best year to be? Maybe you're making 50 or 100 grand a year, or maybe you're making a few 100,000 a year. Maybe you're already making a couple million or a few million a year, and you're in a fantastic position. You've hit the seven figure mark. Maybe you hit the six figure mark at least. Well, whatever your best year is, it will never be as good as a year with other people. Now, the reason I actually titled the video the way I did is on purpose. And I hate to break it to you, but if you want your best year, it's going to involve working with other highly, highly talented people. Now, I think a good way to dive into this is actually to kind of explain why you need other people by showing you how you already actually use other people. And you already work with other people without even realizing it, probably. Now, I don't know what business you have, but if you're working it for yourself currently, if you're a freelancer or a small business owner, you know, it's a one-person business. It's you. This is your business. What are you using to run the business? What are you using to manage the business? What are you using to make everything flow, making it cash flow? You've got software, right? You have operating costs. You've got operating profit. You've got your operating margin. You've got, you know, the costs of doing business. Well, who manages those softwares? Who are you paying to use those softwares? Who did you pay to get the equipment that you need to actually run the business and provide the product or service you provide? Now, obviously, I am aware that, you know, even businesses that have thousands of employees, tens of thousands of employees, will use other other services and software. They're not necessarily your staff. I understand that. But when you really think about your business, all of the features, the software, the products you use to run your business involve other people. And regardless of the size of business, you need software or you need a product to be able to make your business run. And at some point, you're going to want to take that in-house anyway. Because once you reach a certain level, you reach capacity where you cannot do everything yourself. And I think this is where most solopreneurs cap out. And this is why most solopreneurs stay the level that they're at. And this is why I asked you how much you want to make. What is your dream year? Are you making a few 100,000 per year right now, but you want to be making a few million a year? Maybe you want to hit the 8-figure mark, maybe the 9-figure mark. How are you going to do that if you cap out before you can even reach that? Because even if you're in a business where you aren't, your profits aren't capped by the amount of hours you can put in, there's still other limitations. There's still other elements of your business that have limitations to them. And there's still only certain ways and so many ways that you can increase those limitations, but that normally comes at a cost as well. So it's inevitable that you will cap out at some point. Now, granted, you may cap out much closer to your dream goal than you intend, that you want to. If you would love to if you'd love to get your business to 10 million a year in revenue, then maybe you can get it to a few million a year without reaching the limit. Maybe you're still only working a few hours a day and you're making a few million a year. Fantastic, because you've limit, you've capped out all the software side of it or the product side of it, and now it's just now you're the limit. So you increase the limit. Maybe you start working 6 hours a day or 8 hours a day or 10 hours a day, and now you're increasing it because you can maybe now work on the highest ticket of clients you get, whatever it might be, and increase the profits that way. But if you want the dream year, then you're going to still cap out before you or the software or the products or any other costs associated with the business can handle. So I've made this as a kind of short message, or hopefully short. I don't know if this is going to be a long video or not, for solopreneurs, people that are freelancers, people that are small business owners, if you work for yourself, and even like couples, mom and pop shops, couples that run a business. You don't want to be your own limitation. You don't want to be the own limiting factor in your business. Because at the end of the day, surely you do want that type of lifestyle. Surely you would love to be able to have your business running without you, knowing it's running exactly or as close to exactly as you want it to be running, because people ultimately report to you anyway, give you the reports, give you the latest updates on problems, solutions, ideas, and things going on, and you can obviously step in and out whatever you want to be doing. You might even employ an executive officer so that they literally run it all for you, and you just giving them the ideas and everything's being handled. Or maybe you still have a chair in the room and you've got a seat in there and you still have the final say. But you can't achieve that if you want to be the limiting factor, if you want to be the one that's just doing everything. Now, even if you would be happy with the possibility of taking on staff, it's still going to take time. You're not going to be, immediately making, this lifestyle that you can just answer phone calls and have meetings from day one with 3 members of staff. That's still the cap for most small business owners. They cap themselves at 5 to 15 members of staff and they don't know how to grow from there. And the only way you can get out of that is by recognizing the limitations and the bottlenecks you have and addressing them, and typically working with other external factors and other external forces to help you then scale even more. But you can't do that until you've actually already realized where your first limitations are. So if you are a small business owner, if you do work by yourself or just with you and your partner, understand your limitations and realize where your blockades are. Because if you want a certain lifestyle, if you want that dream income, then you may just have to employ some people and work with some people that can do a job better than you can. And I'm not saying that you're not amazingly talented at what you do, but if you want to grow your business, you have to hire people that can do things better than you can. We have to admit our weaknesses and we have to know where we suck. We have to know where we fail. I will never be amazing at sales. I suck at sales. I've done cold calls and I've done cold approaches to businesses before. I hate it. It's just not my natural skill set at all. Sure, I've learned more about it over time so that I can now help build a sales team, but I still need to hire someone that excels at sales, that has worked in it for years and knows it like the back of their hand. It's second nature to them. They can build the best possible sales team that they know how to, and then employ the best salespeople, the best sales reps. Whatever you suck at, you need to hire for. Look at the likes of Richard Branson. Look at all these billionaires. Look at all these multi-millionaires. These massive companies were built by people that outsourced their weaknesses and simply just had ideas and gave them to the most talented people they could find. And that's how these billion-dollar, now trillion-dollar companies came into existence. Look at Steve Jobs with Apple even. Like, a ruthless boss, nonetheless, a ruthless manager of people. And yes, he did have a technical side to him, but He wasn't the one engineering. He wasn't the one doing the designs and the prints. He had the ideas, and he told people his ideas. And yes, he was ruthless when it came to firing people and hiring people, and there's all the intricacies. An amazing film by Danny Boyle with literally called Steve Jobs about it. It's an amazing film. But because of people like that, because of the likes of the Richard Branson and Elon Musk of the world, they have an understanding of what they know, but they have people that are amazing at their particular field and area of expertise. And you don't grow amazing businesses without those people. We cannot do everything ourselves, and until we realize that we cannot do everything ourselves, we limit ourselves and we can't grow. So if you want to have a successful, scalable, growing business, you have to be aware that you are not able to do every single thing in the business. It starts with just outsourcing simple admin. Things that you know you can hire someone to do, and they can do as good, if not a better job than you can. Sometimes at the beginning, it's not that they can do a better job than you, but it's about knowing what your capabilities are and growing the business, and hire someone to do the thing that you can now go and do that other thing that's going to double the revenue. There's a reason that billionaires aren't doing admin. Elon Musk isn't answering his own emails because he knows that he can go to a meeting and solve a problem that is a multi-million or even a multi-billion-dollar decision. The person replying to his emails is just a few texts for him, because that's not the priority of that task. Isn't solving a billion-dollar problem for him. And as a business owner, you need to know what tasks are the highest priority and have the highest ROI for you, return on investment. Because if you're just going based on what you think you can do best and what no one can do as good as you can, you're just going to sit on this business that's not really going anywhere. So hopefully you can kind of look at this, and obviously I only started a business in the last couple of years, I've like barely worked with a few people, so I really can't say much for mass management, but it's what I'm working on. And I've started a creative marketing agency, Easy 360, and I've had to become aware that I can't do everything. I was trying to manage social media campaigns and profiles, content creation, and really the only reason I wanted to outsource it was out of laziness. But then I very quickly realized that I don't want to be outsourcing out of laziness. I need to be aware of my own limitations in general. Not just because I can't be bothered to do this, but because I know someone can do this a lot better than me. And so I outsource all of my weaknesses, all the things that I know will allow me to scale a business much quicker. And it's not just scaling a business for the sake of, I want to make more money for myself so I can have Ferraris and Maseratis, have a house in Italy, live in Dubai, and go off to Asia once a year or twice a year. Because for a start, as a business owner, you realize you get paid last. That's always going to be the way, because the business is first. Money is the fuel and the lifeblood of a company. Your car is like, your business is like your car. People think that, it's all about the fuel, right? The money's the fuel. Yeah, the money's the fuel. You just need the fuel to run the business. It's not about the fuel. You're trying to get to a destination. Your business is about whatever the idea and whatever you're providing as business is. The money is fuel to get you closer to that vision, to get you closer to the idea. It's not for you to go off and spend 3 weeks in Bora Bora every year. It's for you to, reinvest your profits into marketing campaigns, into helping you grow the business so that you can reach more and more customers and clients and scale and scale and scale and scale and scale to wherever you want to be. Like, you shouldn't want to, you don't scale out of ego. You scale to make your idea reach more people that you want your idea to solve problems for. Like, I started my agency because I wanted to help as many people that are small business owners grow their businesses so they can tell their story. I love storytelling, and that's why I love marketing and filmmaking. So I want to help as many business owners tell their stories as possible, grow their brands. And I don't want to limit that to 10 or 20 small businesses in my local area because that's all I can manage. I hire the best possible people I can hire and find around the world so that we can reach all of the small businesses around the world that don't yet have the capacity or the capabilities to tell their story. So we can help them tell their story. And that's how everybody grows. And it would actually be selfish of me to not want to grow, because otherwise I can't help as many small business owners as I possibly can. So just try to create the awareness and understand that if you are the limiting factor, or you have limiting factors in your business, and you understand how you're not growing, and you know how you can grow, and simply if it's like an ignorance thing of you think you can do everything yourself, just have the understanding that there are many, many people that would love one of the jobs that you need to work on in the business to grow it, or so that you can focus on growing it, and they would love that opportunity to work for you so that you can grow the business, so that you can focus on growing it and not trying to run every single little part of the business. So instead of trying to just manage your business by yourself, find other amazing people so that you can focus on growing it and reach as many people as possible. So that's just a message. Ended up being nearly a 20-minute video, but hope that helps, and hope that you can scale your business to as high as you possibly want it to go. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.